Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the midweek Flagler weather update. Today is the 15th of October, 2025. And we're just gonna, this one's not gonna be lasting that long because there's really not a whole lot of weather going on. But we're gonna go ahead and keep you updated what's happening and what the expected conditions will be in the days ahead. So let's start with the tropics right now. We did have Tropical Cyclone Lorenzo. It has gone away and faded away, and it's gone is dissipated out here in the tropical Atlantic. So looking elsewhere in the tropics, we do not have any other concerns for the next 7 days. That's definitely some good news. But I want to remind folks that we are still in hurricane season, even though things look settled right now. There is potential on the horizon. So going further into the future, this takes us midweek of mid October, rather, October 22 to October 28th. And the Climate Prediction Center is forecasting about a 40% chance of something trying to develop here in the Caribbean. And when we get into October, usually things that develop here have a tendency to go north and then northeast. So if something develops in the Western Caribbean, north and northeast could potentially push something towards Florida. If something develops in the more central part of the Caribbean, then north and northeast brings it well off to our east. So it's just there's no way, just because they are looking at potential development in this region does not mean that a development's actually going to happen. But this is an area that the National Hurricane Center will be watching when we get into next week. Now, looking beyond then, as we go to the end of October and early November, they're not expecting any tropical cyclone development going on anywhere in the Gulf, Atlantic, or Caribbean areas. So, again, the next area in the tropics to watch is this one right here. Again, October 22nd, October 28th. This will be the area to watch, and we will see what happens with that. So, local concerns here with our weather in Flagler County. There continues to be a high rip current risk at our beaches. That's going to continue to be a thing. Small craft advisories for the offshore waters through Thursday night. Minor tidal flooding also possible. That high rip current risk is staying with us right through looks like right through the week. And so of course you might see the surfers out there. They know what they're doing, but if you're not used to swimming in the ocean, it's best not to go out in it when there's a high risk of rip currents. Coastal flood advisories remain in place. We're looking at tidal flooding, maybe a foot and a half to 2 feet above the highest regular tide. Um, that is nothing like what we had a few days ago. So this probably won't be getting into any areas that are of any concern. But you will notice the intercoastal higher up during high tide. We're getting past the king tides now, so we're getting some relief with that. And again, we just talked about the tropics. There are no areas of tropical development expected through the next 7 days. But just remember that when we get beyond then, 22nd to the 20th of October, possibility of some development in the Caribbean Sea. So let's get into some further details here, and what are we going to be looking at as far as our forecast. So for tonight, expect I'm sorry through this got jumbled up a little bit, but looking for temperatures to be lows in the 60s, maybe 70s at the beaches. Now it's going to be pretty much consistent through the weekend. Lows in the 60s, maybe even some upper 50s in the west. But as we go through the weekend, look for highs to be in the lower 80s and maybe 70s at the beaches. And pretty consistent with the temperatures as we go through the next several days and into Sunday. Maybe a bit warmer temperatures in the mid 80s, lower 80s beaches. And as we get into next week, pretty much staying consistent. We don't see any big swings in temperature. So looking at 80s for highs, generally the lower end of that, maybe mid 80s some days. Lows generally 60s and there's 70. Cooler inland, lower at the beaches. Warmer at the beaches. Let's talk about rain chances right now. The rainfall amount expectations tells a story. So 7 day rainfall amounts, we're not looking at it. We are not looking at any significant rainfall through the next 7 days. Rainfall chances right through the week. Maybe Sunday a 15 to 20% chance as a front gets into the area. But then after that, we stay dry. So no significant rain seen next 7 days. as we go through looking at our forecast here. Again, looking at temperatures, just a quick review of that. Highs in the 80s, lows in the 60s. It'll be warmer at night along the beaches and cooler by day along the beaches. So, anyhow, that's pretty much going to wrap things up. And if you're just coming in, you can rewind this to see what I said earlier. Again, no problems in the tropics. Things pretty settled over the state of Florida. So it looks to be great the rest of the week, settled in dry conditions. It could be a little breezy along the beaches, from time to time. But again, maybe the odd spot of rain once in a while. But that's it. Really, a lot different from what it was just last week. So everybody out there, have a great rest of the week.